Okay guys, I promised you this worst to best regarding Helloween, and here I am. I always keep my promises. So here we are with my personal preferences about the German band. I have, I think, almost all CDs of the band, but they are in Italy, so unfortunately I have to show everything through YouTube. But let's get started. You saw it already, I hate this album. This is Keeper of the Seven Keys, The Legacy. So I hate this album mainly for the title. So if you go for this title, if you are a Helloween fan, you know what I'm talking about. You have to produce something spectacular, or at least something good. None of this. This album is bad in my opinion, only a couple of songs good, all the rest very long without a reason, in 2 CDs without a reason. It's a very bad album with a very bad name. Chameleon is the last album with Michael Kiske band back in the day, and they are Helloween, but they're not Helloween. They were Helloween trying to do something else, and in this album, you can't hear a band anymore. They were trying to do something different, but they were all in different direction. This album is all wrong. Seven Singers got a really good cover album. I really like it, but I think it's a little too heavy and a little overproduced for a Helloween album. At least that's what I think. And I personally think that it's not inspired at all, apart maybe from a couple of songs, but it's not an album that I enjoy listening to. Straight Out of Hell, it was really well recognized at the period, and I thought I was the only one that didn't like it. Maybe I still am the only one that didn't like it. It's too heavy for Helloween, too overproduced. Not the Helloween that I want to hear. Few good songs, but nothing exceptional, and I don't remember much, to be honest, of this album. In this part of the chart, for me, they are all in the same area, more or less, of overproduced albums, and there are some good songs, but overall I would say that it's not Helloween that I want to hear. This is not an inspired period, despite some very good songs like Paint a New World, like great chorus, but overall I don't enjoy the album. Okay, this is Pink Bubbles Go Ape with one of the most ridiculous CD covers ever. So this one is the Helloween after the Two Keepers, and where they were trying to find another route, maybe because Michael Kiske wanted to do something different. I don't really enjoy this album, even if it's got 2 or 3 great songs and an amazing performance by Michael Kiske, but it's not a proper Helloween album. It's got Your Turn, The Chance, and another couple of songs that I really enjoy, but overall I don't think this is a good Helloween album. Okay, this is Rabbit Don't Come Easy. This is the first album of the new, I call it new era of Helloween. You know, the position like the Seven Singers and all the heavy stuff. This one was starting to be heavy, but it's not as heavy and overproduced as the block of 3 that I showed you before. And it's got a couple of songs, Just a Little Sign and Open Your Life. I love those songs. Overall, it's an okay album, nothing spectacular, maybe too long, but with some great tunes. Same as Straight Out of Hell, but kind of the opposite. I remember reading the reviews of this one. Nobody liked this album, but I really liked it. I bought it. Wait, it's here. I bought it in the limited edition with this. It moves. It works more on the camera than in real life. And to be honest, I really liked it when I bought it, but I ended up not listening to it that much. Despite this, I think this is one of the best records of the Darius era. This is my God-given right. Great title track, by the way. Another physical copy here. I'm sorry, I don't have all the rest. They are in Italy again. So this is Helloween, the self-titled. I listen to it a lot, but my opinion hasn't changed. It's still the same. I keep listening to it, but maybe I was expecting something spectacular. But in my opinion, this is not. This is a good album with good tracks, but this is like a continuation of this one, while I was expecting something, you know, standing on top of everything and in a different route. But this one is like, it's coming after this one, apart from the Skyfall, who was written by Kay Hansen, which is completely different. Again, good album, but not as good as I wanted. Master of the Rings is kind of Lord of the Rings, but Master of the Rings. And this is the first album with Andy Darius. But this album I have mixed feelings because I don't enjoy the album. I don't like how it's recorded. I can't explain why. Maybe too overproduced in terms of vocals. But I love the songs and I love listening to these songs in High Live, the live of that period of Andy Darius. So I really like the songs, really like Perfect Gentleman. It's a masterpiece. But I enjoy more the live versions of this album. This is a dark album by the Helloween. You can see it from the cover, The Dark Ride. I really like this album. It contains the famous single If I Could Fly. There's one of my favorite tracks of the band ever, Mr. Torture, the opener. The Dark Ride is an amazing title track. Maybe not all the songs are amazing, but this is one of my favorite albums of the band. So this is position number 6, which is quite high, so it's not very well appreciated. Maybe Walls of Jericho. I don't know why this cover is yellowish. It was better in real life. Anyway, this is sort of first edition of Helloween, more heavy metal than power metal, and with Kay Hansen on vocals. This is a good, very good album with it's like a standalone album. It's like they're not them, but it's a very good heavy metal album. So I have mixed feelings about this one. But if you want a metal album from the 80s, this one is great. Heavy metal is the low, Judas, Gorgar, lots of good songs on this one. Position number 4 for this splendid CD cover, Better Than Raw. This is the third album with Andy Darius. Spectacular sound, production, great opener, push with an amazing Andy Darius. I liked so much this album that there is a song in Latin, Laudate Dominum. I know all the lyrics in Latin, even if I have no idea, or a sort of idea what they talking about. But this is a great album and I really enjoyed it at the time. This is my top 3 and still a cover which is yellowish. Maybe you're surprised to see here Keeper of the Seven Keys Part 1 with an amazing young vocalist Michael Kiske and some tunes that will mark the history of the band. I'm Alive, Future World, great record. I think this one is the number 1 of a lot of people's charts. It's not in mine, but it's a great album. My second favorite, position number 2 for The Time of the Oath, is an album that I love. It's the second album with Andy Darius, and this is sort of heavy metal more than power. There is power, let's say it's a mix between power and heavy metal, middle 90s. This is exactly the Helloween that I want to hear with Andy Darius. Lots of great songs. The title track is amazing, and then We Burn, the opener, Still Tormentor. Maybe I like it so much because it reminds me of Iron Maiden. For example, this song, the title track, can be song from Seventh Son of Seventh Son. It's the kind of epic heavy metal with a little power, but mainly heavy metal. This is a great album. If you don't know this one, go and look for it. First in my chart there is Keeper of the Seven Keys Part 2. For me, the best power metal album of all time. Amazing start to finish, and with the most successful hits of the band. Eagle Fly Free, Dr. Steen, March of Time, Rise and Fall. I love that tune. It's like listening to a cartoon with double bass. It's the rise and fall, the prize fall. The title track, epic title track. It's again, I think I can't describe it better than the best power metal album of the history. These are my preferences. You let me know. It's your turn now, like the song. It's your turn to break free from the Pink Bubbles Go Ape, I think. So let me know your favorite, your least favorites, and let's talk about music as always. If you like the video, put a like, subscribe the channel, and let's talk about music as always.